for your own frame, okay, but it's not centered. Okay, you can see that. So maybe it is like centered, but somehow you can see you can move it and whatnot, right? So that's why it is much easier to use the default one, and then you change it, okay, based on what you prefer, right? So this is my template. Okay, so this is my my template. So in my template, okay, normally there will be no part name, there will be no part number. Okay, so the scale, okay, scale, part name, part number, drawn by, and the date, sheet, and maybe the revision number. So this is where you need to change every time you use the template. Okay, so I'll be just leaving it like this. Okay, I think everything is good. So I go back to edit, and then I go back to the working views, right? So this is where I have my template. Okay, and I'll save it. Okay, so you can see this is where you cannot change anything in the working views. Okay, but how do you want to change this? Go back to edit, then sheet background, then you can edit it here, right? Okay, let's say I'm putting this as XXX. Okay, X, right, and then I'm putting this as X to X. Okay, the unit is normally is in mm, no problem about that. Okay, and so the date XX over X over XX. Okay, so you can just review this again. Okay, who draws this? Okay, and what else? Okay, the sheet number, this one. Okay, and others you can just simply change this afterwards. Okay, so this is your template. So this is where you will share this template across your friends in your group. All right. So let's say I'll close this. So let's say I want to make where's my part? This one. I want to produce a drafting for this particular part. Okay. So this is where the first thing you need to open your part. Okay, and then open your template. Okay, this one, this template here. Okay, I have a locating finger template. Okay, right, fixture panel. Like this. Okay, so I'll just open this. Okay, so this is where you open your template, right, and then you save your template as your locating finger. Locating finger R0, division number 0, for example, like this. Division number 0. Okay, and then save it. Right, so this is where you have your drawings for your rotating finger. So what you do, you just edit this. Okay, so the part name is rotating finger. Okay, the part number is just now this where it is unique, so you can just put anything, just identify your part number 01 and 7A, for example. Okay, drawn by, this is mine. And for this, and this date is 18 of June 2020. Right. I hope you are flowing, Okay, and then the scale. Okay, the scale will look after this on the scales, Right. So everything is good. So you go back into your working views, okay, and then please make sure you save your files frequently, right? So now that is on our title block, frames and title block. So any questions on that? Any question? Right, so this, you don't need to change anything. Any other questions? No, for the time being.
For the phone,
Yes.
phone size, can
Okay.
we just control select the phone that we need to change?
Okay.
Change one by one.
Oh, you need to change one by one.
Oh, cannot multi-select.
Multi-select like this, is it?
Yes.
I'm not sure. Can we do it? Oh, yes. Okay. You can do it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Control Z, Control S, Control V is the same as Microsoft Word, right?
Okay.
Yes. Imran, is it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you can multi-select this. Okay. And maybe make it to much smaller one.
Okay.
Right? I think this logo is quite big. Okay, so normally we change this in the template. Okay, so please make sure you have okay, I'll just change this back again. Okay, change this in your template so that all of your group members is using the same font size, the same what do you call that? The same positioning of your informations and whatnot. Okay, right. So go back to your working views. Okay. Okay, so this is what you need to do, the first thing. Okay, and then the second one, okay, share your template with your group members, and then you are ready to do your drafting. Right, so when you want to do your drafting, okay, I will just close this first. Template drawing 2. Okay, this is another template, okay, whereby we use the whole lower section of your drawings to be your title block. So this can also be done, no problem about that. Some companies, they have the title block on the right side, okay, the right side here. Okay, so you can just Google, okay, sorry, you can just Google engine drawings, okay, examples of engine drawings. Okay, so you can see, okay, these are the title blocks. Okay, this is the title block, right? So there's lots of methods. So this is title block. So you can see all the information included in the title block. Okay, right? So there's lots of ways and techniques. So there's no right and wrong. Okay, you can see title block. Right, you can see the third angle projection symbol here. Okay, so most of it is on the bottom right side. Okay, you can see this one. We are using the whole bottom part of the drawings. Okay, for title block. Right. So again, the information in the title block is basically to supply informations for those reading. Okay, those technical persons reading the drawings. Okay, I'll be closing. Okay, others so that much easier for me to. Okay, so I have this my drawing here, revision 0. Okay, I have the part. You need to open the part here. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to include the front view. Okay, so this is the view here. Okay, the view toolbar. You can see the only projection that is activated is the front view. All right. So this is where, when we have third angle projection, okay, your front view will be, or first angle projection, your front view will be your, we call it the parent view. Okay, the parent view means that if you move the parent view, the projected side top, bottom, or right side will be following the parent view. Okay, so I'll show you after this. So the first thing, okay, others are not being activated yet. Okay, you can see this is the unfolded and whatnot. So the first thing is we need to include the front view. Okay, why front view? So my analogy is simple. When you talk to someone, you must talk to the front of them, right? Face to face, you are facing front, right? When you look at your phone, you look at the front view of your phone, right? Your screen. You don't look at back of your phone. When you go into a person's house, you must use the front door, right? So this is where everything is on the front. Okay, for third angle projection, okay, you can see, okay, I'll draw this to make it much more easier. So in your drawing here, okay, I will simply drawing something like this. Okay, in your drawing, we have 4 quadrants here. Okay, first, second, third, and fourth quadrant, right? So if we are using the first third angle projection, okay, so your front view will be in the third quadrant. Normally, it is like that. Okay, if you are using first angle projection, normally your front view will be in the first quadrant. Okay, you can check this back. Okay, the definition of front view and also third view. Okay, so this is where we are going to place our first view here. There is a front view for the third angle projection. All right, so you don't need to draw this line. Okay, so you just click on this. Okay, it will turn into orange color, and then you go to your part. So this is where you need to open your part first. All right, so this is where on your part you yourself identify what is the front view of your part. Okay, for example, your phone. What is the front view? Your front view is the screen that you are looking at. All right, can you declare that your back view, okay, the logo where you have your camera, your logo, whatnot, can you declare that as your front view? No, right? So this where is very important for you to identify which one is the front view. Okay, normally it is like that. So I will declare that my front view for this locating finger is this one. Okay, you can see on your bottom right here, we have your oriented preview here, somewhere here. Okay, so this is where it will show you your preview. So this is your front view or this one, any surface. Okay, so mine is this one. So I just simply click this, and then you will see that your part is being imported into Katia, but it is still in solid mode, right? Okay, so this is where on your top right here, you have your control, navigation control panes for you maybe to rotate it again. Okay, maybe, oh, this is my front view actually, not the one I chosen in the part design. So you can somehow still adjust, okay, your views here. Okay, so just if you have the handout, man, I will follow the handout. Okay, so this is your front view, something like this. Then how to import this? You just click anywhere in the drawing. Just click, left click, right? So it is being imported here. All right. Okay, do I need to explain this again? So this is very important, the front view. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, so you have the box here. Okay, the red box here. So if you don't have this box, you cannot move the view. Okay, so this is where you have this option down here. Okay, visualization, we have this display view frame as specified for each view. So if you unclick this, you will switch it off. So you cannot move it, right? So if you click this on again, so somehow you can move this view. Okay, right. So why do we switch off this? Sometimes you want to see how does your drawing looks like. Okay, because after this we are going to put in all the dimensions and whatnot, so it will be somehow very cramped, okay, with your dimensions, your annotations, okay, your text and whatnot. So you can switch this off, okay, so that you can see what is the final view. Okay, right. So you can see here, this is my front view, and the scale is 1:1. 1:1 means that this is an A4 paper, and if you have the part here, you put it on the A4 paper, this is the actual size. This is the actual size. Okay, if we print it correctly. I'll show you how to print it at the end of the drafting session. Right, so you can move this, see, front view, scale 1:1. Okay, now I would like to put in the top view and also the right view. Remember, we are using third angle projection, right? So we are going to put the top view because this is the top part, right? Because when we look from the top, we will see the top part. When we look from the right of this locating finger, we will see the right part. So this is where you can see other drafting features has been activated. Okay, you can do all these cross sections, okay, detailing, okay, broken views and whatnot. All right, so we are looking still into the projection. So you go to the third one, so the fourth one, we go into projection view. So you click this, right, bring just your cursor to the top of your front view and then it will show you the top view. See, right, so you can click this, okay, see top view. And then if you click this again, bring your cursor to the right view, so it will show you the right view. Right? So you can see your specification tree here. Okay, this is where you can see your front view, your top view, and also your right view. Okay, so normally what I do is that I double click this just to make it activated. Okay, the whole time. So I just click this top view and then I click this right view. Then I just escape to disable it. Right? Now you can see at the top view, I can see the right view. Okay, so this where, remember the parent view, the front view, when you move your front view, everything will follow. This is what we call the parental view. Okay, the parent projection, parent view. And this is where we have the child views, okay, the top and also the right view. You can only move the right views or the side views along the horizontal plane. Okay, you can move it up and down. Because why? Because it is projected. Okay, what we learned previously during our high school is we call it unjuran. What is the name? Unjuran orthographic. Okay, so that is the name. So this is where we can just move this. Can we put this at the bottom? Can you put this at the right? What happens? Anyone? What projection view is this? First angle projection, right? Correct. So first angle projection, normally this location will be something like this. Remember the 4 quadrants I've shown you before? So this is the first quadrant, right? So because if you do this, okay, people will somehow be confused. Hey, this is the third angle projection, but why you are looking from your left? Okay, left, this is the left part of the rotating finger, but it shows you the right view, right? So this is not correct. And it gets worse if you delete this, right? So don't see, this is the right or left, right? So this is the problem. So that's why you need to first identify your projection views, right? So I'll be sorting it again. Okay, something like this. Okay, now if I put this inside here, okay, somehow, okay, things are going to be quite cramped, right? Okay, so with your front view labelings, okay, with your scale labelings and whatnot, all these things, okay. So this is where you need to have the art of drafting, whereby you need to make your drawings neat, okay, so because people are going to read this, right? So because I have the third angle projection symbol here, right? So do I need to put front, top, and right label? No more. Okay, I don't need to put it anymore in the labeling, so I can just delete this. Okay, right? So I can just delete the labelings for the projection views. Because why? Because you have already chosen to use the third angle projection. You have the symbol already, and your projection is correct. So you don't need to put the front, top, and side view. Right. What others can you delete? You can delete the scale. So you can see this one-to-one scale. So if your parental view is one-to-one scale, everything will follow the parental view, right? So if I change this 1/2, right? So this one will not follow, right? So you need to change this. Okay, so just simply, you cannot use this 1/2 and then this 1/1 because it should be projected. Okay, so you need to change these projections. Okay, 1/2, right? Sorry, top view. Okay, right. So it becomes much smaller here. Okay, much easier for you to put inside your drawings. Okay, right. So remember your sheet here. Okay, so this one. Okay, so if we change it 1/2, your part will be scaled again. See, right? It will be scaled again, right? So this is where, okay, if you make this as 1/1, one scale, and also 1-to-1 scale here. Okay, your sheet background. Okay, this is where we put in 1-to-1 scale again. Sorry, because with the we scale it twice, right? Okay, so this is where we change this again to its original. Okay, this one, right? So to change everything, so you go to the sheet, properties, and then you just put it 1/2 scale here, right? So if it is 1/2 scale here, all right, what you can do is that you can put the scale, okay, you can put the scale, all right, in your title block. Okay, change the scale in the title block here, right? So this is where, okay, you go to edit, sheet background, okay, and then you can simply change the scale here to be 1/2 scale, right? Then go back to your working views. Okay, so if you have your scale inside your title block, so do you need to show it in the projection views? So no more, all right? So you can just sorry, my little daughter. Hi. Okay, so you can just delete this, right? Delete the scale, right? So you get a much better, cleaner view of your drawing. Okay, right. So this is quite small. Okay, so you can somehow change this back to 1/2, 1/1 scale. Okay, I'll try just to tell you about the scalings. So normally for the scale, okay, we use scales that is appropriate for you to divide it if you want to measure your lines and your profile. So 1/2 is okay, 1/4, 1/5, 1/10. Okay, try to avoid to use 1/3, 1/7. Okay, because it is hard for you to multiply it or divide it when you want to measure your drawings here. Right. So for me, this is quite small. Right. So I would like to make it to 1/1 scale again. 1/1 scale. Right. So I need to change the scale here in your title block here. So it is 1/1 scale. Okay. All right. So what other figures do you need to put in? is your isometric view. All right, so we have the front view, we have the top view, and we have the right view. Okay, wait, okay, sorry, right. So we need another view here, that is the isometric view. Okay, so in the isometric view, so this is where we use the front view, we use the projection view, now we use the isometric view, right? So in the isometric view, again, you go to the part design. Okay, so this is where, right, you can look at this views here, right? You have this isometric view, so you click this, so this will be your isometric view. Okay, normally it is 120-degree, right? So you can somehow, so what shows here will be your isometric view in your drawing. So this is the default one. So you just click this, right? So this is the isometric view. Okay, what is the purpose of isometric view? The purpose is just to show the readers of how basically your part looks like in 3D. Okay, so you just click it here. Okay, and then you can bring this. So isometric view is not projected from the parental view here, right? So if you move this, isometric view will not follow, right? So somehow you can adjust this to be somewhere inside here, and you can see it's quite big, right? So maybe for the isometric view, you want to change the isometric view to be a bit smaller, so change the scale to 1/2. But it is not projected, so you may use different scaling for the isometric view. Okay, so you know that this is isometric. Okay, so do we need to label it as isometric? So you don't need to label it anymore, so you can just delete this. Okay, but how about the scale? About the scale, yes, the scale, you need to put the scale as 1/2, because why? In the drawing, when people reads your drawing, okay, scale 1:1 scale means that those projections that you don't label, okay, with any scales, they will understand that this is 1:1 scale. But for isometric, so somehow you um, reduce the size, the scale to 1/2, so you need to put the scale to 1/2 in the isometric view, right? So you can switch off this for a moment, right? So you can see this is your drawing. Okay, right. So what you need to show, okay, that is compulsory to show in the projected views. Okay, so you can see front view. Okay, you have a red box here. If you look at your specification 3, you double click on the top view, you can see that your what you call this, the name of your top view is being highlighted in blue, right? This is the default one, front view. Okay, and then when you click this top view, means that, okay, you are now activating the top view, and then you can see your box here have turned into red. Now, this doesn't mean that you have changed your parental view to the top view. No, your parent view is still the front view. See, you cannot move this. Okay, right? But this box turns red. It only says that you are now going to do some not dimensioning, some annotations, putting annotations, but inside the front view, top view. Sorry. Okay, I'll show you something like this. This is my front view, but I want to label something on the top view. All right, so I will put this something text here. Okay, this is, let's say, top view is very important. For example, right? So just make it to be 2.5. Okay, so I want to label this at the top view. Can you see what happens? Where it is being located? It is being located in the front view territory. Because why? Because you are activating the front view territory. See? So if you move the front view, so only this will be following the front view. Okay, the front view territory. Okay, it should be in the top view, because if you move this, see, it won't follow. Right? So this is where, if you want to put in some annotations in a core in the respective projection view, so you need to double click on your specialty. So let's say top view again here, right? So when I put an annotation in it, okay, I put is very important, right? So you can see I'm putting it in the top view territory. So if I move this, you can see that it moves along with the front view. See? So this is where we are not changing, again, the red box. We are not changing the top view to be the parental view. The parental view is still the top view, but we are only changing which view is activated, so that we can put some annotations in it. Okay, right? Okay, so still the same as the right view. When we click the right view, so right view will be turned into a red box, right? So let's say again, we want to put this, okay, we want to put again top view, okay, but it is in the, you can see the box here, it is in the right view territory. So if you move the top view, you can see that it doesn't move along, right? So this is where again it is important for you to know which territory you are putting the annotations. All right. So let's just put this again to front view. Okay, right? Okay. So now when you have put in all the projected views, the main thing that you need to show in the front, top, and side views are the center lines, axis, and also the hidden lines. So this is very important. So when we have the test and lab test later, okay, when I look into your drafting, you should show all these three things. So how to do it? Right click, left click, multi-select, control, front view, top view, and right view. Right click on it, go to properties, and this is where you need to show the hidden lines, the axis, and also the center line. These three things are compulsory to be shown in your projected views. Okay, so click apply, click OK, and then you can see all those with holes, they have center lines. All those with cylinders, they have the axis, and all those features behind solid features, we have the hidden lines, right? How about the isometric view? Do you require to show all these hidden center lines and whatnot? So for isometric, it should be showed as a solid model. So you don't require to, it is not required for you to show the center line, hidden lines, and also the axis. So just leave it like that. Okay. Now, so things are becoming a bit more cramped here, okay, with the center lines and whatnot, okay. So you can just see again, right? So this is where you see your projected views. Okay, remember I've divided the 4 quadrants here, okay, just now in the beginning, right? So it is not necessary for you to put it in actually in the middle of the 4 quadrants, as long as it is being divided by 4, so it is okay like this. Okay, right, so again you can adjust everything, right? And this is where the final one we need to put in the dimensions. Okay, so far any questions? I hope you are flowing, right? So for your dimensioning, so this is where we have the art of dimensioning. So we are going to use what's the dimension, this one, okay, the dimension toolbar here. Okay, so this is where, okay, if you have taken lukisan kejuruteraan, okay, doing your technique schools, okay, or doing your asasi or first year whatnot, so it is the same, okay, but this is where we use CAD software to help us to do the dimensions, right? So this is where we have several ways to dimensions: radius, diameters, angles, okay, distance, okay, length, and whatnot. right? So this is where we can just simply, for you to do the drafting, so just divide every projected views, front, top, and right views for appropriate dimensionings. Okay, and if you have put it in the top view, so it is not required to put it anymore in the bottom view, because you'll be having um, redundant dimensionings, right? So you can just put this dimension from this side to this side, okay, and then you can put it here, 106, right? So can you change this? No. Okay, this depends on your dimensions in your drawing, in your part design, right? So this 106, okay, and then you have this one, okay, 54. Do you need to put 54 here? Okay, no, because why? Because we have already put 54 on the top. Okay, so how do you locate all these dimensions? Okay, it depends on, okay, how do you want to arrange all these dimensions accordingly, right? So I have 27 here. Okay, this 53, right? So it looks a bit cramped here, right? So I'm moving this down a bit, moving this up a bit. Okay, so please make sure when you do all these dimensionings, make sure it is in. Okay, make sure it is inside your frame. You don't do it like this. Okay, right? So these have gone outside of the territory here, right? So maybe you can bring this up again a bit. Okay, and then adjust this to be much more lower, right? So you can draw. Okay, if you look at your drawing here, we have something like this, right? So we can, where's the, okay, sorry, there's no constraint here. Okay, so I'm bringing this. This is diameter 32. So you can put this. Okay, this one you can change, drive geometry. So you can put it at 32. Okay, and then you can somehow adjust it to be like this. Okay, so you can see this, okay, because it is a drive, so it turns back into the color of blue, right? So you can use this icon here, dimension line, okay, just to make it look like this. Okay, and you can change the line here to be, okay, dotted lines, right? Okay, okay, so this blue one means that it is a driven geometry, okay, not the actual one, right? So if you want to change this to black, you may use this annotation here, this one, text by leader. So you can put here, right? Then you can put in the symbol, what's the symbol of diameter, then you can put 32. Okay. So this text by leader is very, very powerful, right? Because you can somehow change the diameters based on, if this is not 32, they say this is 31, but you can put 32 here, right? So this is somehow we use this text with leader here. Why I put this dotted circle around here, this just to show that this for you to do your reference lines, right? So this where we can do, you can furnish your right. So you can furnish your dimensions accordingly. Okay, it's going to be like this. Okay. It should be 60 here. Right. Angle sector, I would like sector 1. Okay, sector 1 will be 60. Okay, right. So when you arrange your dimensions, make sure you arrange it properly so it doesn't overlap like this. Okay, try to avoid doing like this, so you can arrange it something like this. Okay, just to make sure that it is neat and easier for people to read. Okay, so you can finish everything according to your drafting and whatnot, right? So this very efficient and also easy to use here. You can use text with leader to put in some notes. Okay, for example here 8 diameter. Okay, and then you have 8 diameter, and then you have 2 holes. Okay, right. So it will be something like this. Okay, right. So this is where you can use this one. You can put in text. Let's say you want to put text here. Okay, we have some space over here, right? So you can put text here. You can put in, let's say, all surface to be polished. Let's say, for example, okay, just putting some notes here for people to read. Okay, saying that all surface need to be polished, right? So when people read this, or they will know. Okay, right? So you can finish everything. Anything you want to put inside your drawing, so it's up to you, as long as it is neat and it can be read, right? So this what we that you should avoid to do. Okay, let's say you have this. Okay, see your dimensions are going into your title block, right? So try to avoid that. So this is where it is important for you to arrange your projected views accordingly. Okay, right? So this is where you need to make sure that everything is nice and clean. Okay, and then this is where you can use sectional views. Okay, that's the for example. Okay, so this is where I'm putting this, right? Okay, so if you want to put on the sectional views, you need to somehow activate which view you want to show, right? So you can see this section A scale 1 to 1. So this section AA, right? This section AA here, you can see. Okay, something like this. Section AA, right? So scale 1 to 1. So I don't need 1 to 1 here. There is 1 to 1 scale already, right? So I have the cross-section view of this AA. So if you want to make a cross-section view, for example, okay, on the right view. So you need to click on the right view. Okay, you want to show in some very detailed view, little detailed view of maybe, okay, maybe you want to show this area here, for example. Okay, so this where detail view for B. Okay, you can see detail view for B here, scale 2/1. So it means that it has been exploded. Means that it is being increased the size. Right. So just make this much more smaller. Okay. Right. So you can furnish anything that you want to put in here. Right. How about the isometric? Normally we don't touch the isometric view, just leave it like that. Okay, then you can use other things, right? So these are some other clipping view, okay, just to show which part you want to clip, okay, which one do you want to detail views. These are cross section views, okay, and then this is where broken views. Normally broken views we have a shaft that is long, so and the diameter is uniform from end to end. So we want to show the whole shaft inside the drawing, so we just break the middle of the shaft because the middle is the same diameter, so we use this broken view and whatnot. Right. So this is where we produce your drawing. So how do you know that your dimensionings are enough, sufficient? How do you know? So this is where, if you can draw back your part, okay, based on the dimensions that you have shown in the drawing, so means that your drawings are your dimensions are enough, okay, are sufficient enough. Okay, if it is not enough, so means that you need to add more, okay, or appropriate what do you call that, appropriate dimensions. Okay, right. Okay. Okay, I'm putting this maybe outside here. Okay, right? Okay, so there's another way for you to somehow, let's say, I want to show you how to use this function. Is also very okay. So something like this. Okay, so you want to make sure this and this is the same. Okay, on the same line, right? So this is where you can select this dimension, control, select this dimension, you right click it, okay, and then you put in as line up. Okay, so which point you want to line up? This point 80 or 54. So let's say I want to line up on a 54. So click on this, okay, and then you click OK. So the 80, sorry, line up this and this. Okay, 54. So it shouldn't be offsetted, it should be 0. Right? So it will be line up like this. Okay? So this is where sometimes you make some dimensions like this. For example, you can change this by using this. Okay, much more appropriate like that. And sorry. Okay, so you want to line up this and this. Okay, so you can just multi-select this, line up. Okay, let's say you want to line up on here. Okay, click OK. Right, so things will be like this. Okay, so this one is like this. Okay, sometimes becomes okay. You can put it like this, stack. Okay, or you can put it like I did just now. Okay. Okay, let's stack this and this, line up based on this line here. Okay, no offsets between them, 0, so it will be something. So this how you want to make sure that your, okay, so this one is quite cramped over here, so we can change it to the other side using text with leader. Okay, so 8 diameter, 2 holes. Okay, right, so this is where you can start to do your dimensionings. Okay, so you will use all these views for detailing it up, and you will use all these dimensionings. Okay, so this is where if you don't switch off this frame here, it will be something like this. So things are going to be cramped and jumbled up. Okay, so you have somehow locate all the correct positions for all these dimensions. Okay, you can switch it off and then you can start to do your drafting. Okay, any questions? Right, so this is where you should do your drawings. Okay, your part drawing. So I think from today onwards, you can start to do your drafting if you have completed your parts of the project. Okay, how do you want to do your drafting, your dimensions? Basically, remember that I've told you, you take your measurements first, sketch it on your paper. So this again where you will put, okay, your dimension based on what you have sketched on your paper. Because what you have sketched on your paper, there is the dimension that you use for your drawing, right? For your part design. So based on that dimensions also, you may produce your part design. So this where again you just transfer what you have write down in your paper, in your sketch, okay, the dimensions, and transfer it into your part design drafting. Okay, and then make sure you just save your file frequently. Okay, right, so next week, okay, next week we'll go into assembly design, okay, whereby I will show you how to do assembly. Remember your blower, your part blowers, okay, please try to model every parts and components, okay, and then I'll show you how to do assembly design. Okay, it is maybe one session, and along the way I will also show you how to produce the BOM drafting, okay, BOM drafting, bill of material drafting, and also how to print correctly your drawings, okay, before we go to the final lab session of final element analysis for the CAE. Okay, right, so what you need to do after this is to produce a template for your group's drawing, okay, your template and also your frame, and then you may start to do your drafting for your mini project. Okay, it's already 12 o'clock, right? So any questions so far? Okay, so I hope any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay, so I hope you can start to do your drafting after this, all right? I'll be giving you assignments for you to submit, okay, for your, what do you call that, for your sketch workbench, okay? There will be 2 assignments there, okay, that you need to submit. And then we'll be, say again, Heka?
We have additional 2 work. I mean, we have mini project, and then we're gonna add 2 assignment with that.
Yes, 2 assignments. The assignments will be the lab assignments. Okay, so I'll be giving you a drawing just for you to do the sketching. Okay, what I need in the sketch is basically all dimensions according to your drawings I will be giving you, and also to make sure that every profiles that you've drawn basically is fully constrained, green color. Okay, and then it will be 2 assignments there, right?